wait until Gohan was level 60, but it's gonna take so long for me to get to level 60 that by the time I post a video, you guys are gonna see everybody do a level 1 showcase or whatever. And Toadboy and Mr. Rhino already like bought their Gohans. I got Paladin on him. I'm just gonna go ahead and show him off now. So we're gonna do an infinite. It doesn't take too much to max him. I'm gonna go ahead and show him off. I should have did this last night, but it didn't seem like too many of you guys were even awake to see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show him now. There we go. So he costs like nothing. There's just blast. He costs like nothing to place, so you actually get him like wave 3. Let's look at it up close. Kind of hard to see. Alright, let's get some money. I don't want you guys to see the discounted price stats, so I'm going to play Speedwagon a little far away from him. With Paladin, you get the max placement for him, and it's 2 Gohans can be placed. And just to get this out of the way, he has the ability Limitless Fury 2. Every time he attacks, it increases his like damage by 5% each weight with each enemy defeated. And remember guys, this game counts eliminations as long as you did damage. So you would think that this guy is maybe like a leaderboard unit, but it's up to 100%, and then it resets on the wave. But if you max the 100%, you get to keep 25%, while he's also cycling through the getting up to 100% wave. But there's like some diminishing returns, and you'll probably be at like a set damage roll if you're in a game, especially in Infinite. And I don't know if this character is necessarily Infinite meta because of something that I'm going to talk about in a second. Before we get there, since I'm still waiting on this farm, I have to say guys, I don't know how the rest of you are going to play this update, but I see this event as kind of like a small distraction, and I was lucky enough to pull Gohan. I was kind of just aiming for Piccolo, and like the way I see it is, if you're lucky enough to get a Gohan, that's cool, but I don't think this character is like the biggest deal. Leaderboards, I believe, are still glitched, so you don't necessarily need it. And then when you see his final attack, you'll see why I'm a little indifferent. But let's get on to the Glaze. So he's a good early place unit, and then since he's a fierce, he kind of already outclasses Kaido if you get something like Miracle on him. I didn't, but this game's not really generous with rerolls, and I'm still free to play. So I only got like 50 left, and I wasn't rolling off of Paladin. Here's his next move. Oh, and I actually should say really quick, he does have another passive, and it makes it so he's immune to stuns. I actually think this passive is pretty insane. I loved it on Ingress in Anime Vanguard. I think it's pretty solid. But here's his special beam cannon that you guys can look at real quick. Special beam cannon. Now it's a little weird that he has this as an AoE attack when the later kit is going to come up. Let's go ahead and go to his next things. And here's where things get a little weird. He does multi-hit early, so that's another good thing. Gohan becomes a line attack. So even if he's doing like a little bit more damage than Kaido, he gets this Kamehameha move, and it's a line attack. And I don't know how they would have made a Dragon Ball character full AoE without them doing like some nuke. But yeah, Gohan's a line attack. Piccolo's full AoE with the Gigantism Stomp or whatever, but here's the Spiral Burst Cannon, and it stays at a line attack. And what we end off on at level 40. Now, at level 40, he still needs 20 levels, so he's probably like a unit with something like Paladin creeping up to like 10k damage. But he's got no ability like Kaido, so he doesn't have that extra oomph that Kaido probably like keeps up with him. And he's not full AoE, so he's not going to be hitting like the whole wave the whole time. These are also C stats, so they could be better, but again, I didn't find it like too necessary to like get everything like completely finished, because of like some of you guys are going to commit to like grinding this all day and stuff, and rather than making you guys hold the L, I'd like to say like you're probably just better off sniping Kaido and like maybe Piccolo after like 200 runs, if you even want to do that to yourself, and then just sniping the Battle Pass unit and getting off, and just wait for the next update. I'm sure the units in the banner will still be pretty good. And while I was talking, here's a little bonus of Piccolo. He's only at level 20 and at Slayer. I think this guy's like not a bad addition to the team. He has pure power. After 40 eliminations, he gets 35% damage and increased range for 45 seconds, but then it goes away, and you have to wait 45 seconds before it starts stacking again. But here's his final move. He does Special Beam Cannon, but he ends on full AoE. But the problem with Piccolo is he's ground only. So these new units aren't like mid per se. They got double passives and all this other cool stuff, but the Gamma Brothers are a little too rare. Gohan's rare in and of himself. And then even if you get Piccolo, Piccolo's kind of like at the same power as the rest of the mythicals, so unless you're going for the collection, which if you are, then you're going all the way for the Gamma Brothers and Rimuru, and you're a crazy person. And then the alternative is you want like a meta team, and Piccolo does add Shared Misery, giving the first 5 units within his range extra boss damage, but it's the first 5. So now you have to crowd, like, you can put down 3 Piccolos, so I guess with the math, like, I guess if you have Miracle and everything, including Piccolo, first 5, you only have 4 extra slots. If you're not doing like BB Strat or Goddess, everybody will get the buff, but it's just, I think it's like Piccolo's the one you should just snipe for potential LB strats in the future, but the newest map has flyers on it, so Piccolo's just not going to be contributing. So it's a little hard to say if you guys should invest a lot of your time into this, you know?